What is up guys, it's your boy Solheim here, back with another Classic WoW video, and let's make some gold, shall we? Today we're going to talk about different ways to make gold in Classic WoW, and for the purpose of that I have a gold making guide that will teach you everything you need to know about gold making. It's over 100 pages long, talking about gold farms, crafting, playing the auction house and investing. Once again, over 100 pages of gold making information that you can check out at the link down below in the pinned comment or the video description. Either way, let's make some gold. Method number one of making gold, and arguably the most effective and also maybe the most popular at the moment, is Mage boosting in Classic WoW. This can be done in multiple different instances. You can do it like, you can boost other characters, and what you want to do here is find a dungeon where you can sell very good experience. So for example, at the moment, I am doing Sunken Temple, and I'm boosting one person. Over here, you can either bring one person and charge a premium, or you can bring 3 people and charge a quote-unquote regular price, and by doing this, you can currently make about 150 gold per hour. I am making about 60 gold in raw gold per hour. I am getting Traveler's Backpacks from this, I'm getting Edge Masters, a lot of very good epics from this place, and you can do this in multiple locations. For example, at the moment, mages are currently selling boosts inside Dire Maul, they're selling boosts in Sunken Temple, they're doing BRD boosting, lower Blackrock Spire boosting, you have the popular Maraudon boosts of course, even doing something like Scarlet Monastery or Monstery. You can make about 100 gold per hour over there as well, maybe more like 150 gold per hour from Scarlet Monastery as well, and you can even start doing it really early by boosting, for example, the Stockades, or even Dead Mines, or if you're Horde, Wailing Caverns. Now, in addition to mage boosting, another way to make gold as a mage is going to be solo farming dungeons as well, if you don't want to go through the trouble of finding people to boost to like give you raw gold for carrying them for experience. You can simply find dungeons and farm raw gold, and also epics and BOEs. Like I just said, you can get Traveler's Backpacks from doing Sunken Temple, you can get Edge Masters from this, and you can farm something like Sulfurak to make a bunch of raw gold, and even farm Mage Weave in Sulfurak as well, so you can get a bunch of cloth, a bunch of raw gold, and some pretty good epics from there as well. You can for example get a ring with shadow damage in Sulfurak that is currently selling for about 70 gold each on my server, so you can get that. And yeah, farming gold as a mage is really good. You can first of all sell a boost or farm gold by yourself inside dungeons, in which case if you're level 60, I would say there's 3 very good choices for solo farming for gold, and that is Sunken Temple, Sulfurak, or BRD. BRD, for example, gives you Rune Cloth at the moment, and some very good epics. You could also say Maraudon, but like, if you're doing Maraudon 1 pulls, I would suggest selling boost, because that is just way more effective. Either way, those are 2 methods of making gold. Now, another good way to make gold in Classic WoW, which you can start doing at very low levels, is simply doing fishing. And when it comes to doing fishing, you can fish in multiple different locations, like for example fishing in Tanaris for stone scale eel, or even the fire fish as well, so you can get fire oil for example. You can fish for both of those. You can also fish for mithril trunks, other trunks in Tanaris, or you can simply go to Moonglade and start farming for raw Nightfin snappers that you can turn into Nightfin soups, and by doing this you can start making a really good amount of gold at level 20 or level 35, so you can start once again making competitive endgame gold per hour, even if you're nowhere close to being level 60. Another way to make a lot of gold in Classic WoW, and this one is perfect for those of you who likes leveling characters and are like leveling alts or having multiple level 60s, and that is simply doing something called Cooldown crafting. For this we have multiple different ones, so we first of all have this right here, the Salt Shaker. This one is for leatherworking, allowing a leatherworker to turn deep rock salt into refined deep rock salt, and this one has a 3-day cooldown. And just to show you guys how good this is at the moment, let's just go to the auction house right now, and if you search up, for example, you can do a refined deep rock salt. this one is currently selling for 18 or basically 19 gold, right? And regular deep rock salt is selling for absolutely nothing. It's like pure silvers. So you're basically making 19 gold every 3 days for logging in, clicking one button, and that's everything you have to do. Now another way you can do this is by, for example, being an alchemist and making Arcanite bars. This one at the moment on my server generates 15 gold profit and has a 2-day cooldown. So 15 gold every 2 days for once again clicking one singular button. Now you also have one more for tailoring, and that is the mooncloth craft, turning 2 feathercloth into 1 mooncloth, and this one is the longest cooldown and arguably the least effective one at the moment. It makes about 17 gold on my server, and it's once again every 4 days. However, tailoring is a good profession to have, and this one usually becomes way more profitable during the time when Solheim comes out with the release of Bloodwine set, because every single caster wants to have Bloodwine, and Bloodwine requires mooncloth. Now, going back to alchemy, if you are doing this one right here, you can even upgrade this by buying a recipe, which is this one right here, allowing you to turn Essence of Undeath into Essence of Water. So Essence of Water at the moment, let's just once again go back to the auction house, and I'll show you how good this one can be. So going here, we have Essence of Water is currently selling for 24 gold. Essence of Undeath, on the other hand, is selling for 48 silver. So you're basically making 23.5 gold. And this one has, actually, let me just go back and show you guys once again, because the overlay was basically like in the middle there. Essence of Water, 24 gold. You're making 23.5 gold. And going back to the craft, it has a 1-day cooldown. That's quite insane. Now another way to start making a decent amount of gold, and it's basically like no risk either, is something called raw gold flips, where you're buying certain materials on the auction house, you're crafting a certain item, and you're selling the crafted item for more gold than you bought the materials for. In this case, a very popular one is the Nightscape headband, where you can buy thick leathers on the auction house, craft the Nightscape headbands, and sell those for more gold. You can also craft the chest pieces as well, and for the Nightscape headband, for example, this is the math right here, where it's vendors for 44 silver, 95 copper, 9 silver for the vendor materials. This gives us 35 silver and 95 copper for 5 thick leather, giving us a break-even price of 7.19 silver for thick leather. So if you get thick leather for anything under that price, you can once again make raw gold by simply crafting that item and selling that item to a vendor. So once again, keep in mind the break-even price is 7.19. So let's see what exactly the price is at the moment on the auction house. Once again, break-even was 7.19 and it's currently listed for 6 silver. There's quite a few of them here, 29 stacks of 1, and then we have a lot of them available all the way to 7 silver. So a lot of ways to make guaranteed amount of gold here as well. Now another way that I have made disgusting amount of gold in Classic WoW myself is something called a vendor recipe flip, where you're looking for recipes from vendors and flipping those to a premium to other players for one of two reasons. So you either have recipes like this one right here, for example. You have a couple of recipes at the NPC called Kia in Winterspring, where the runecloth bag and the runecloth gloves recipes, they are unique, and you can only buy, like, only one person on the server or on the layer can buy one of these every half hour to 1 hour. Basically, when the NPC restocks, it has a unique number of those available, so only one person can buy them, which means there's a very limited amount of these available, so you can sell those at a premium. So if you buy it at the vendor for, let's say, 1 gold, you can resell on the auction house for about 50 gold. I've literally seen these recipes go up to 80 gold each for the bags specifically, so you can make a lot of gold from that one alone. Now you also have vendors like, for example, this right here, which is the Expert Cookbook. You have both the Horde location and the Alliance location, and then you have this one right here, the Deneb Walker, for the manuals for Mage Weave Bandage, Heavy Silk Bandage, and Expert First Aid under wraps. Now for these two categories right here, you're basically selling a premium service of them not having to go to these locations to get the recipe. So for example here, you have to go as an Alliance all the way to Ashenvale, and as a Horde you have to go all the way to Desolate. Over here as well, as an Alliance character, you have to go all the way to Rothy Highlands, Or you can buy all of these things on the auction house. So what I do here is I have a couple of characters stationed at these places, filling my bags up with these manuals and recipes, sending them to my bank, and posting them on the auction house for sometimes twice the price. And next up we have open world gold farms, where you can farm for a lot of gold in the open world, and over here you have a lot of different locations you can farm. You can go back to lower level locations like right here and farm for example small flame sacks, and also different types of like pets or battle pets or companions, whatever you want to call them. You can farm for those as well. Or you can go back and farm for different elementals, so you have elemental earth, elemental water, elemental fire. You can farm for all of those as well. Now, I want to highlight this farm right here. If you are level 50 plus, this one in Blasted Lands is very, very good. You can farm for all of the materials listed below here, the Basilisk Brain, Scorpic Pincer, Blasted Boarlong, Snickerfang Jowl, and also the Vulture Gizzard. And these are used in different consumables you can use, which are highly relevant for the end game of Classic WoW. So you have like for raids, for mostly raids, let's be real, mostly raids, but people are using them all the time, so these are always in demand, and you will be able to sell them really fast, like the materials that is, and make a very good amount of gold by doing so. So this farm is very good. Alternatively, over here as well, like for example elemental fire in the Charred Veil, but you also have this entire spreadsheet that I was using back in Classic WoW in Phase 6 to make a bunch of gold while leveling all the way from level 10 to level 60. And by farming these mobs, you will basically always have some mobs to farm all the way from level 10 to level 60. I believe there's a little bit of space here between level 24 and 35, where you might want to just find something else to farm. Either way, this is like a lot of suggestions of what you can farm. So what you want to farm here for open world farms will change from phase to phase. Like for example, large venom sacks start becoming way more popular from phase 4 onwards, and elemental fire is usually way more popular in phase 1, phase 2 and phase 3. Now, one more way to make a lot of gold in Classic WoW is that once you have made gold through any of the other ways you have talked about so far, start putting those gold back into the market through a form of investment. It's basically investing in items for future phases in Classic WoW, and I've made a lot of gold this way. Even here on this server I've farmed about 2,000 gold in total, and we currently have a total value of 3,200, plus some raw gold as well. I think we're about 3.5k at the moment, and once again we have only farmed about 2,000 of those, so we've gotten about a 75% increase, or 1,500 gold for free, simply by investing into items while they are cheap, and then reaping the benefits of those going up in price. So for example, small flame sacks are currently priced for 87 silver each, and I bought them for about 20 silver each, like under 20, so they have gone up by a massive amount. Same thing with Swift Thistles, they're currently 14 silver each, and I bought them for 5, so they have almost tripled in price. Small flame sacks has gone up quite a bit. Boggling roots are 40 silver, I bought them for 5. You get the point. You can buy a lot of items while they are cheap, and then reap the benefits of them when they get expensive. Like for example, light feathers as well. We have 90 gold worth of light feathers, and I'm telling you right now, I bought them for near vendor price. I bought them for about 10 copper each, and they're currently 3 silver. Like, it's not going to make you rich when you think about one item in itself. It is the combination of every single item that you're investing into. So once you have gold, don't just let that gold sit and rot. Like, put your gold back into the market and make sure that your gold value goes up with inflation, and certain items are simply in higher demand later down the line. So if you're playing phase 1, for example, some items will barely be in any demand whatsoever. Meanwhile, in phase 4 or phase 5, they will be in insane demand. So think ahead and buy items that will be useful in the future. Now, while we're talking about the auction house here, one more way to make a lot of gold when it comes to using the auction house is a form of playing the auction house where you're flipping or resetting the price of an item. Now, one popular one that I've been getting into myself is, for example, the Underworld Band. This is a ring that people will get while farming Sulfarak, for example, and basically mobs between level 38 and level 45-46, and they will sometimes get the Underworld Band. This is a ring that gives shadow damage, stamina, and spirit, and this one has been ranging from 30 gold on my server I think I want to say 20, like 25 gold on my server, all the way up to 100 gold on my server. So if you buy 4 of them for 25 gold, and you reset the price to 100 gold, you just need 1 sale to get that gold back. I just want to say, this is very much risky, by the way, and you want to have a lot of capital here to start using this method, but like, the people that make the most gold in Classic are usually the ones that are playing the auction house to some extent. You just want to like find out what risks you are comfortable with, and you want to really know the market on your server. You can also, for example, reset certain herbs before raid day, so Dream Foil, for example, using the Spell Power Flask, you can reset these on the day before the raid, but then again, here you will need a lot more gold to reset this at the moment, because you have like, what, over 100 gold worth at level, at 49 silver. So you need a lot of capital to start doing this. Now, once Phase 2 is out, which it currently is in the Fresh Classic WoW or the Anniversary servers, you will also get access to something called the Dire Maul Lasher runs, where you can start farming the lashers inside the Dire Maul, which gives you a huge variety of different herbs you can loot, and if you have Herbalism, you can also loot certain herbs inside here as well. You can also start looting the books, the class books, and the different, like, what are they called? The different books inside that you can loot as well. This is a very lucrative gold farm. You can even combine it with certain bosses if you have the skills to do so, and if you have enchanting, for example, you can then disenchant the boss loot to make even more gold. The point is, this is a very chill and very good gold farms as well, and it's very good for multiple classes. I'm playing a mage, but I've seen prot paladins do this, and yeah, both mages, paladins can definitely do this, and do it very effectively. Speaking of Dire Maul, hunters can also sell tribute runs, where they can first of all sell the loot from tribute runs in Dire Maul, and they can also sell access to world buffs inside Dire Maul. So if you're playing a hunter, learning this is absolutely insane for gold making. Like, once again, you can sell the loot from the Dire Maul tribute chest, and you can even like sell people safe passage to get their world buffs, and trust me, you can make a lot of gold by doing that. Certain hunters are making up to 100 gold per hour, literally AFKing inside Dire Maul on a raid day. So yeah, this one is really good to just learn how to do. Either way, that is a lot of different ways to make gold in Classic WoW, so hopefully this gave you some ideas when it came to how you should farm gold or make gold in Classic WoW. And once again, if you're looking for more ways to make gold, then once again I have a gold making guide showing you a lot of different more ways to make gold over there as well, where we go more into concrete examples and dive deep into each topic when it comes to how to make gold in Classic WoW, so check it out. The link is down below in the pinned comment. As always, thank you for watching. If you enjoyed the video, leave a like down below, and let me know how you're making gold in the comments. Once again, thank you so much, and I'll see you again in the next video very soon.